distance nerding.
What's up, ladies and gentlemen? It is that time. It is that time. It's Taco Tuesday. You know what that means. You are now experiencing distance nerding.
Part of the Geek Freaks Network podcast.
Almost want to
totally
go.
messed that up.
It's okay. Almost want to go. Part of the Comic-Con Radio Network. I'm Young Phil. That's Jen. And obviously James is not ready because he's not here yet. But hey, we're here to nerd together. I guess I was the only one. But anyways, we're talking
nerd
anything.
together. Sorry, there's a lot of stuff going on like just right now. I apologize. It just like started happening.
It's all good. We're talking anything pop culture, news, movies, music, food, wrestling, comics, Comic-Cons, whatever you're nerding out on, we want to talk about it. Of course, ladies and gentlemen, if you are watching on YouTube right now, if you're a new subscriber on YouTube, because we've got a new contest going, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Ladies and gentlemen, it's time to start some rumors. And we're going to get like...
Didn't we decide that we weren't going to be banned in Belarus? We're trying to reach out to Belarus now. Reach out to Belarus. Reach out to Belarus. Banned in Belarus. Reach out to Belarus.
No, we're getting banned in Belarus for sure. I'm not completely upset with getting banned in Belarus. I'm just throwing that out there.
I mean, yeah, right now that's it. But you know, we're all about inclusion, though. Come on.
True.
Come on.
True. All the inclusivity.
All the inclusivity.
So let's talk about inclusivity here, ladies and gentlemen. Let's get into this first. Oh, I'm on the wrong screen and it just jumped all the way down. All right. Let's jump into this first story. Secret Wars brewing. Is Thanos the final boss? Just when we thought we'd seen the last of the menacing, philosophical, and weirdly relatable for a genocidal grape, the rumor mill says Thanos might be making a comeback. Josh Brolin has hinted he's open to returning if the story's right, and the Secret Wars and Avengers Doomsday on the horizon. Marvel's got plenty of multiversal wiggle room to bring him back without undoing Endgame. So tacos on the table. Would you welcome a Thanos return? Or should Marvel let the Mad Titan just rest in peace? Remember, last time we saw him, he got decapitated. So,
yeah, I mean, they went for the head because that's what you do.
Always.
I mean, Thor only makes that mistake one time.
Mm-hmm.
But no, I was thinking about this. It has been pretty unbalanced since the Mad Titan left us. Maybe we do need the Mad Titan back to restore balance in the MCU. My talkers are on the table. I want to see Josh Brolin as a weird, grape-colored ball sack.
Weird grape-colored ball sack. That oddly fits. I don't think we need, because I feel like what they're doing is what I've seen other properties do, and they're just like, oh, we're flailing, we don't know what to do. Get Thanos, he's gonna fix everything. This is basically adding Palpatine to Star Wars all over again.
Yeah.
I
agree. But they've already brought freaking Robert Downey Jr. back as Doomsday. I felt like that's the moment. Let another actor Doomsday be Doom.
Yeah.
You know? And granted, I think it's all a ploy, and it's all to a soft reboot. So now I'm like, well, why do we care? Let's bring in everybody. Let's bring everybody in. You know what? Let's bring in all the Buffy characters. Let's bring in everybody. Let's do some DC crossovers. Let's have Henry Cavill as Superman. Why the fuck not?
Yeah, see, I'm very much we don't need it. Allow the story to progress. I think we're doing fine. It's just, again, it's they're taking all of the weird angry incels to their core because they're all pissed off and review bombing everything, but they're going to be pissed either way. And we're going to get into a lot of that later because I've got a lot to say when we get to Superman. But it's like No,
What do you have to say now?
Not
Okay,
about
I was
Superman,
like-
but about some of the fan backlash that's happening. Same stuff that was happening with Ironheart, which we don't have anything recapping Ironheart, but Ironheart was great. And you have all of these angry prepubescent boys, and I'm saying that as an insult. They're not, these are all grown men who are, acting like 5-year-olds, that are complaining about things, and it's like, shut up. And Marvel is capitulating to that because they're like, oh well, they're giving us bad reviews. So what? Because these small amount of guys are giving you bad reviews and messing with your aggregate, but in the end, people actually enjoy what you guys are putting out. You might have had one or two misses, but the majority of people enjoy the things that are out there. Ironheart was
definitely.
great. I know you agree with that.
I do agree with that. I just feel like it was too short. I feel like
Yeah.
they rushed it.
But that was also
That's
because
the
they were
only.
afraid.
That's the only thing.
Yeah,
Yeah, they were afraid.
They were afraid, and that's why they put it out the way they did, because they were afraid that this was going to be a show that nobody was going to watch. But the majority of reviewers online, aside from people who, like, what I've noticed is the people who are angry about things the most are people who have never seen the show and are looking for excuses to make it bad. And it's like, yeah, but you didn't watch it, so you don't have an opinion.
Right.
And the same people are complaining about, oh, well, Marvel's just doing, I hate to say this, but they're doing like woke whatever, right? And it's like, well, you didn't watch the show, so you don't get to speak on this, right? The only reason you're complaining is because, you don't want the characters that were elevated in this show. They don't want that to be anything that's prevalent. Anyways, I'm too much. But this again,
let's move on.
Like I said, Marvel is this is a response to the negative reactions they're getting. In reality, guys, Marvel, I know you watch the show, everybody, Feige, everybody out there, focus on the positives that you guys have, because there are a lot more positives with the things you guys are doing in comparison to the complaints that everybody are putting on the internet. So yeah, let's continue on. Ken, go ahead and move us on here.
Well, in more news that I'm sure Phil has opinions about, the X-Men face new threats, but where's Magneto and where's our graphic?
Oh, it's off the screen. There you go.
Excuse me. Marvel's long-awaited X-Men reboot is heating up, and word is the new film will feature 3 major villains. None of them are Magneto. Instead, we're looking at Mr. Sinister, Bolivar Trask, and Senator Robert Kelly. It's a bold move. Magneto's been the go-to X-Men antagonist for decades, but this pivot could give the reboot a fresh angle. Sinister brings that creepy science goth energy. Trask gives us sentinels and existential dread. And Kelly, well, he's the guy that makes you yell at your TV. Like, he's that kind of politician. It's less magnetic revolution and more systemic oppression with a side of cloning. Tacos on the table, no luscious locks lyncher, bold move, or bald mistake.
James, good to see you here.
Hey, what's going on, everybody?
Welcome late to the show, but what's your take on that, man?
I'm still Googling capitulate or whatever you said like 5 minutes ago. I don't know what's happening. But going back to the X-Men and the big baddie, I want something new. They can't go back to Magneto. They can't.
Yeah.
As far as the big baddie goes, they have to go with somebody like Mr. Sinister, who we've been waiting for. It's kind of like the X-Men's version of Mephisto. We've been waiting so long to get our Sinister. We just got Mephisto. Give me some Sinister.
Yeah.
What do you guys think?
Well, no. So, Bill, go first.
I'm not totally against not having Magneto at first. I mean, obviously, we need to have Magneto in the universe, and he is the main antagonist for the X-Men. But the thing is that if you're going this route, one, Senator Kelly is a very good person to start off with. He is a essentially anti-mutant, racist, just terrible person. And he has a lot of power. So Senator Robert Kelly makes sense. Bolivar Trask makes a lot of sense because Bolivar Trask is the guy who creates the Sentinel program. He would be a government contractor, so he would be working along with Robert Kelly and everything like that. Mr. Sinister can be somebody running around in the background that's running all this. You don't necessarily need to start off with Magneto. We can bring him in later because it is almost like a fresh take to not have a movie. What they've had 6 movies so far, and every single one of them had Magneto in it.
Tacos on the table.
Every single one had Magneto. Oh, you're right.
Yeah.
We need to move on from Magneto.
Not that we need to move
tacos,
on, but just like we can take a break from Magneto. So my tacos are on the table that we're not going to have Magneto in the show in the movie.
What about you, Frey?
Okay, so a couple of things. They said that he wouldn't be a villain. They didn't say he wasn't in the movie.
Okay.
Because if they use 97 as some sort of like, maybe it's canon, but we're going to kind of follow that timeline, then Magneto's already been the major antagonist for years and years and years. So, and at some point he becomes an X-Man.
He does.
Let's just do that. Have him, or heck, have him on freaking Krakoa or on the moon when he had his own like little asteroid M. We don't know where it's going to start, so we don't know like what's happening. I do like that it's going to be Sinister, Trask, and Kelly because Sinister brings the mystic science, Trask brings the tech science, and Kelly's the politician. Those are the 3 things you need to be a power in the new reality now, like in our world. So why wouldn't you have that? You've got Sinister as the guy behind the scenes, as Mr. Sinister is wont to do.
Right.
Bolivar Trask is just, hey, I just want to save the world, like Tony Stark tried to do. Then suddenly the Sentinels are like awesome. And then you've got Kelly who's like, what are we doing here, people? We need to other these people, and we need to, make them subhuman. And he, I could see Sinister using Kelly and Trask to get the mutants where he wants, so he can do experiments on them and he can find the ones that he needs to be the ultimate clone. So I could absolutely see these 3 working in tangent together. My tacos are definitely on the table, although I do love me Luscious Locks Luncher. He's fantastic. I think he might be in it, but I don't think he's a villain.
Gotcha.
All right.
Well, let's go ahead.
From Luscious Locks to Biker Jackets. Marvel's most reluctant hero returns, begrudgingly. Jessica Jones is what?
That sounds very Jessica Jones.
Yeah, begrudgingly.
Begrudgingly.
Although she wouldn't say begrudgingly. She'd say fine. Jessica Jones is officially back in Daredevil Born Again Season 2. But rumor has it Marvel's not stopping there. Word on the street is they're debating whether to give Kristen Ritter's no-nonsense PI her own full series or a one-off special presentation in the style of Werewolf by Night and Punisher's upcoming special. Marvel's pivoting back to street-level grit, and Jessica's brand of sarcasm, trauma, and biker jacket fits that vibe. Now, with the Netflix canon slowly being folded into the MCU, it feels like the right time to let her punch her way back into the spotlight. So tacos on the table. Do we want a full season of sass and smashed whiskey bottles, or is Jessica better served neat in one shot?
I see what you did there. That's good.
I did that for James.
I like that. That was good. I'm happy about that.
That was tailored for you and
Yes.
your audience.
The whiskey?
Yes.
would be my audience.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, I mean, I'm not saying that I didn't like try to cross promote, but you know.
Yeah.
That's totally good.
I like the idea of this. I would be okay either way. I just want more Jessica Jones in general. The thing is like when we pick up, at what point do we want Jessica Jones and her interaction? So is it just her being a PI, she's working with Daredevil, or is she full blown in a relationship with Power Man at this point? Because in the comics they're married. So like, you know, do we get to that point, right? Do we get Purple Man again? You know, because I would love to see Purple Man as a character in the MCU. I almost kind of want a full show, but I would be okay with a one shot. I just generally want more Jessica Jones.
So your tacos are on the table?
My tacos are on the table
for the one shot.
I guess for the one shot.
With a question mark?
Right.
Yeah.
Ron Burgundy? Yeah. I'm okay with a one shot. Let's see some special. If Marvel would put out more content for Disney Plus, almost in a way to experiment and see if something lands and something works, and maybe find a way to tie some of the stories together. Yeah, do that. Give us that and make it feel special. You know, like make this Jessica Jones special feel like it's something interesting, and we have to watch this. So I'm on board. Make it happen.
I have a theory, because of course I do. My theory is, we got season 1 of Born Again. Now we're getting a Punisher special because Punisher was left in a precarious situation at the end of this. Season 2, maybe Jessica's in a precarious situation and we get a one shot of her after the fact. So it wraps it up. Daredevil does a 3rd season. We get a one shot of Luke Cage. 4th season, we get a one shot of
Iron Fist. Okay.
5th season, instead of Daredevil Born Again, Defenders Returns. Tacos are on the table. I would love for a full season, but I feel like the way that they're structuring this, she's probably going to be in the 2nd season, kind of like Punisher was in the 1st season. And so it could follow that formula. So I think we're more likely going to get a one shot. Now that one shot might lead to its own series at some point, but I think initially we're going to get a one shot. I think they'll do that. They'll bank on a series with a almost slam dunk like Daredevil was going to be, and it was, and then introduce these secondary characters or characters that they think are more of a risk and put them as a one shot, see how it does, and then do a series if they need to.
I kind of like where you are going with that, and I almost could see them featuring a different character, almost like a co-star in each season of Daredevil.
Right, like a team up.
Yeah,
Marvel
exactly.
team up
So
or
like,
something. Yeah.
Yeah. Season 1 was with Punisher. Next one is Jessica Jones. Third one is, Luke Cage or whatever. However they're going to frame it.
Whoever.
I can see that where instead of it being a one shot, it's almost like guest starring on Daredevil Born Again season 2. Season 3 is Luke Cage and then Iron Fist. Maybe
they
not
tie
Iron
it
Fist.
all together. Yeah.
Maybe we kill off Iron Fist in one episode.
No,
or like a limited series.
I wouldn't want to kill off Iron Fist. The whole thing with that is I would rather them do justice to Iron Fist.
Hey, they killed off Foggy. Everybody's on the table, bro.
Is Foggy really dead? There's a theory that he's not.
It's also in the comics. They like this whole storyline that they base this season on. Foggy faked his death in order to get Daredevil to come out again. And Foggy, I have a feeling they're going to bring Foggy back in the next season and show that he didn't actually die.
Like he was in witness protection or something.
Foggy
Anywho,
goes bad for a little bit. He was working with Wilson Fisk in order to get Daredevil to come out. So
maybe that means Eldon Henson will be able to grow that beard.
Yeah,
he looks good in a beard. Because when it happens, when someone is like the nicer version of themselves, they have no beard. And then when they're like, hey, I'm really serious now, they get a beard. Because it happens in every single hero thing. I'm just saying.
Right.
It's James.
All right, let's
James
go.
is a good guy without the beard, and then he becomes a bad guy when he gets a beard. So
yeah, I need a beard.
It's like Led, Tasso, and Ted Lasso.
Yeah, my if I grow a mustache, then I'm a villain. But if I get a full beard, I'm in my redemption arc. There
you go.
So, but I'm a long way from that. All right. She's done with cosmic hugs. It's time to bring the pain one bolt at a time. Pom, I can never say her last name. Pom Klementieff is reportedly set to lead a new DCU series as Helena Bertinelli, aka Huntress. And this isn't just a cameo. If the rumors are true, and by the way, she was big into James Gunn, Guardians of the Galaxies. If the rumors are true, she's headlining her own show with a fresh spin on the character. Half Korean, half Italian, and operating with her own brutal code of justice. The project is rumored to be helmed by the villainous director Jung Byung-gil.
Is she known for being a villain?
I guess so. Villainess.
The director?
Villainess.
Villainess.
The show.
Or is that a movie? Is that like a... like, I don't know.
Yeah, exactly. Which means she could be in for some serious stylish action. It's a bold reimagining of a fan favorite vigilante who has often been overshadowed by Gotham's bigger names, but with Klementieff. Action chops and guns. Trust in her. This could be the breakout street level story for the new DCU. Talk is on the table. Is Pom's aim true, or will she miss the mark? Huntress. Okay. Frey, what do you think?
Oh.
James Gunn likes to use his actors over and over again. He has his faves.
I have no problem with her being in the DCU. I have a problem with Helena Bertinelli. I need her to be Helena Wayne because Huntress was a better character as Helena Wayne.
So you want
more gravitas. She had a lot more depth. Hopefully,
that's a good point.
They will bring some of the Wayne depth to her as Helena Bertinelli. That was my whole problem with the reboot of Huntress and making her mob boss's daughter was that they didn't give her enough depth as that. They were just like, well, she's just kind of like, Batgirl, but she kills people. And I was like, no, you can't do that. She's got to have her own self. And so I'm hoping that that they will do this because I think Pom can do it. I really think she'd be good. I feel like maybe she would be better as Lady Shiva or as Cheshire. I would love to see her as Cheshire.
Cheshire would be dope.
But
she would be cool as Cheshire.
Yeah. I don't have a problem with her. I just have a problem with the character.
Yeah.
And I'm hoping that they correct it. I know James will do a great job and hopefully it will be that.
I'm going to try.
You're welcome, James. And that it will be a very in-depth thing. So, and I think this is actually part of the later story that we're talking about. That it's actually going to be shot in, like it's going to be local Korean filmmakers doing it is what James wants to do, and making it making the DCU more global and having more international heroes. So that may be where he's going with it. So I have no problem with that. As long as she's got depth and she's her own person, I'm all for it. So my tacos are teetering on the table. How about that? Not because of Pom, but because of Helena Bertinelli.
I like it.
So you wanted to be Bruce and Selena's daughter then?
I just felt like the origins of the character and her reasonings for what she did as Huntress were a lot better than how they had her as Helena Bertinelli. When she was Helena Bertinelli, she was almost a two-dimensional. Like, she didn't have that. Like, she was just like, wow, all these people killed my dad. I'm going to go after them. But she didn't like her dad. And so it was like, why is she killing all these people if they killed her dad when she didn't even like her dad? And it just didn't. I have all the comics. You know I do. I loved Huntress. But Helena Bertinelli is a ghost of a character compared to Helena Wayne.
I like that.
Just my opinion.
Yeah, I totally agree. It was like, I'm okay with it. And then as soon as you said, like, she needs that tie to being a Wayne and adds so much character and depth to her, I totally agree. I was even thinking, like, maybe she can be a Bertinelli and a Wayne, but then that feels a little too, hey, isn't that Damien's story? You know, he's kind of the good and the bad.
He's Ra's al Ghul.
When they
when
they retooled all the stories, Damien ended up taking on a lot of those traits that Helena had. The thing about Helena Wayne is not a lot of people knew that Bruce had a daughter.
Yeah.
So when they rebooted the whole series, they made a point that, you know, we're bringing in Damian Wayne, and Damian Wayne is Bruce's son.
Yeah.
Look, Bruce is an F-boy, y'all. He's a total fuckboy.
Oh, he is.
So he probably has a daughter out there somewhere named Helena Wayne. That's all I'm saying.
Let's go ahead and move on here, guys. Is there anybody else that has any
No, we're good. We're good.
All right.
Sorry I went off on that one. I just needed to say that because I wanted to be clear that I want Pom to play the character. I just want it to be a good, well thought out character and not the way that they've done Helena Bertinelli before.
I agree. Wait, my Korean bulgogi fusion tacos are on the table
with spaghetti noodles in there. Linguine, a little linguine.
Yeah, I like it. Garlic spaghetti noodles in there. I like it. That's good. Solid. Okay, go ahead.
All right. Well, the Schwartz is strong with this one. All right. While Spaceballs 2 is still set for a 2027 theatrical release, a new rumor suggests Amazon MGM Studios is already quietly developing Spaceballs 3. Wow. No official confirmation yet, but the signs are pointing toward a full-blown franchise revival. Question is he going to let it happen? All right. Tacos on the table. Is this the sequel to the sequel we never got, or are we already lost in ludicrous speed?
I love this. I just want them to say, Jennifer, this is History of the World Part 2. That Spaceballs was History of the World Part 2. It was Jews in space. You got us. We've been hiding it this whole time, but you figured it out. And that's why we're making it into a franchise. And I'll be happy. That's all I want. Come on, Mel. Do this kid a little favor.
I like it.
My tacos are on the table.
Mel is what, like 93? I think he's
up there.
He's in his 90s. I think they're gonna pump these out as fast as they can and get all the merch that they can get out the door. Spaceballs, the musical, Spaceballs, the stage play, Spaceballs, the anime show, whatever. They're gonna do it all right now, and I'm okay with that.
Mhm.
Like, make it happy. Make me happy.
I am the opposite on you guys. So my
Oh, you know
taco.
what?
No, here's my thing, right? I 100% want a sequel because Mel Brooks is going to do justice to his own franchise. Amazon MGM trying to go and greenlight Spaceballs 3 unless Mel Brooks is writing that and this is based on an idea that he's already put out there saying, hey, here's what we've done here. I've already got an idea to do a third movie. Unless it's coming from Mel Brooks, I don't want this. I don't want MGM trying to, oh, hey, let's milk this franchise for whatever we can and turn it into a giant franchise and have different people come in and put takes in here that are not Mel Brooks. I don't want that. I want the franchise to end with Mel Brooks, and I don't want anybody else to do that. I want this to be something that this started as Mel Brooks' baby. I want it to continue unless Max Brooks takes it up, which I'll be okay with if it's his son doing something because his son is actually a decent writer. I have a couple of his books. But my tacos on this, I don't want it to happen unless it's something that Mel Brooks is involved in. I do not
Mel
want
Brooks is 99.
but that's exactly, and that's my issue with it, right? Unless he's already written the script and is like, hey, here's the script, do what you will with it, right? I don't want MGM taking and bastardizing this whole thing in order just to make money. I don't want it to be here's a cash cow the way that all these studios do it, right? Where all the studios like to say, again, they take the wrong lessons. Like, we're going to make a whole bunch of money. Let's make money. And it's like, no, put it out because it's a good project, not because it's going to make you a shit ton of money.
That's a pessimistic viewpoint of this situation. Amazon's done a really good job with a lot of the IPs that they've taken over. You know, we've gotten things like Reacher and The Boys. Come on, you got to have a little bit of faith. Plus, you know, how long did it take for this sequel to get made for Spaceballs?
But part of that was because he said
Hold on. It took 4 writers, including Josh Gad, to get on board, do the sequel, and Mel signed off on it. I think he's found a team that could honor what he wants to do or his vision for this sequel or whatever it's going to be. I don't think it has to be Mel Brooks that has to be the one in charge of it. Just like I don't think George Lucas has to be the one in charge of Star Wars.
You're right with that. The thing is again,
end the show. He said I was right. End the show.
I want it to be something that honors what's there and isn't just a cash grab. You know what I mean? That's what I'm afraid of. What I'm afraid of, where my pessimism is coming in on this, is that studio heads, all they want to do is make money, and almost none of them realize that the way you make money is making good projects, because they're just like, hey, just make another one just so we can keep the rights to it. And it's like, I don't want that. I don't want you to give me something just so you can keep the rights and just so you can keep doing it. Do it because it's good. Do it because you guys are doing a good project. That's the only reason I would want a 3, is if it's something that honors what Mel created.
I think you need to capitulate your viewpoint and just be, hey, let's trust in what Mel's gonna do. And also, I use the word capitulate, and I think I may have used it right. I'm not quite sure. I
don't think you use that right, but it's
probably not.
I don't think you know what that word means.
You keep saying that word.
I don't think it means what you think it means.
It means.
Oh, Manny.
Okay. Well,
so
you guys have any more takes on this?
I have one more thing to say, and then I think we should just move on.
Okay.
Or move along is what we will be doing. What if the reason that they're greenlighting the third one now is because Mel Brooks is involved in it and they want to get it completed in case something happens?
But that's what I mentioned. I said, unless it's something that Mel already kind of put out there and said, all right, hey, we've already got the next project, you know. So when they do announce, you know, because right now it's a rumor, right? But once they do announce, oh, it's number 3, executive produced by Mel Brooks, written by Josh Gad, it's already signed off by Mel Brooks, then I'll probably be a little bit more
capitulated about it. Yes.
No, you use that wrong again.
That is,
I'll be a little bit more optimistic for the project. But
I don't remember us saying capitulate. I don't remember that being a word that we actually used. Did we use that word before he got on the show?
I may have at some point.
Philippe used it. He probably used it
capitulate.
Wrong. But that's fine. That's
James.
Well, I hardly ever listen to Phil, so I wouldn't remember. So.
You capitulated on that. Okay, that sounds good. The beard is back in town, and it might be bringing the Force with it, according to a trusted scooper. Daniel Richtman, Obi-Wan Kenobi Season 2 is now in early development at Lucasfilm. Of course it is. While no official announcement has been made, the timing tracks Ewan McGregor has been vocal about wanting to return, and fans are already speculating the first season was billed as a limited series, but Star Wars has never been shy about revisiting a galaxy far, far away, especially when the beard still sells tickets. Tacos on the table. Is this a bold new chapter for Obi-Wan, or just another excuse to dust off the beard and swing a glow stick?
I mean, if Obi wants to go to a rave, he can go to a rave. That's,
I feel like that's capitulating a lightsaber.
So I know.
Was that what they meant?
Yeah, I know Ewan McGregor has been making a point at like almost every interview he does that he wants to do another show, and that someone was working on a script for a potential season 2. So if Disney is moving forward, that means that they have a story, right? And that's the whole thing. Is again, Ewan McGregor's already ready. He said he's ready to get back in the robes and do another season of Obi-Wan.
He's not getting any younger.
Maybe we get maybe at some point he starts actually looking like Alan McGinnis.
Alan Guinness. That's Sir Alec Guinness to you, sir.
Sir Alec Guinness.
Don't capitulate his name.
Jesus.
Stop trying to make that a thing. It's not a thing.
I've got to write this joke down.
I'll capitulate that.
Do you see who's like looking at you, James? Do you see?
Hey, Ann. Hey, Raggedy. You're looking raggedy. So my tacos are on the table. I thought it was interesting that they billed it as a limited series when it first came out. And I think it had to do with how the Emmys were set up in categories. And, if something's announced for season 2, it can't be a limited series. So they were able to double dip. I think the same thing happened with Shogun. I think Shogun was billed as a limited series as well. Took all the Emmys.
It was, yeah.
And then they said, hey, let's do a season 2, even though there is no stories, but let's do it anyway. We'll make it up.
Even though we finished the book.
Exactly. So my tacos are on the table that we're getting season 2 of Obi-Wan. What about you, Frank?
My tacos are on the table because I love you, McGregor, playing Obi-Wan. I really do. I just, let more. Give me more. Shut up. Take my money. Let's go.
All right. Any other takes on this?
That's it.
All right.
Is that our last one?
That's it for our rumors. So with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, let's jump into the next section of the show. It is now time.
Actually, let's phase through the wall to the next segment.
I see what you did there. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for the download.
For more news, trailers, reactions, check out the Distance Nerdington Post. Let us know what you're nerding out on.
That's right. Well, ladies and gentlemen, it is now time for the beginning of the download. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the casting cash.
Theme song, TBD. This is Casting Cash. Who's in, who's out, and who's phasing through walls? It's Bella Ramsey. She's the one. So for her next trick, Bella Ramsey might be walking through walls. According to My Time to Shine Hello, The Last of Us star Bella Ramsey is reportedly being eyed to play Kitty Pryde in Marvel's upcoming X-Men reboot. Ramsey would bring a slightly older, emotionally complex take on Kitty, a fan favorite mutant known for her phasing powers and leadership potential. What do you guys think about that?
You know, I only see her as being super angry from Last of Us. So I don't know if she can pull off Kitty Pryde, but I'm all for it.
I don't know. Kitty's pretty angry.
She can be pretty angry. I always pictured somebody like Anna Kendrick as like a young Kitty Pryde.
Okay.
Like,
I could see that.
Back in the day, Anna Kendrick. I always pictured her as my live action Kitty Pryde.
Yeah, she feels a little. She feels a little too bubbly for
Anna Kendrick.
Anna Kendrick. She feels a little too bubbly for Kitty Pryde. Like I definitely would want somebody a little more complex. And I think
get dark.
I think Bella Ramsey can pull off complex. I think she does pull off a little angry, a little much, because the two major roles that she's been in have both been fairly angry characters.
Well, but you guys didn't see her in Birdie.
I did not.
Yeah, she plays like she's happy and jokes and tries not to get married through that whole movie.
No, I'll have to watch
I'm
Birdie
just
then.
saying, yeah, it's definitely a different take on her, and I think that seeing that I've seen her in those and like Game of Thrones and all that, seen her be the angry Bella, or they seen them because they.
Now,
Yeah,
no,
sorry.
I haven't seen Birdie, but do they have a shoulder dragon in Birdie or no?
No, they don't. But I think
Makes it hard.
that Bella would do well with dragons.
That would be dope to see Bella Ramsey with a dragon.
Yeah. So I for this but I know we talked about something about this, that there were her and someone else were rumored to be up for parts, and I guess they've narrowed it down a little. And I had said Moon Dragon would be good. We were also, husband and I were talking about this, and he was saying that he thought she'd be a really good Rachel Summers. Or and I said Wolfsbane. She might be a good Wolfsbane as well.
Yeah.
I think she could do that. So there are several characters, but I just think that I wouldn't mind her being Kitty Pryde.
If
go ahead.
Wasn't the other Game of Thrones actress wasn't she Wolfsbane in?
Yes.
Okay, just checking.
Maisie Williams.
Maisie Williams, that's right. If Josh Brolin, because we were talking earlier about Josh Brolin coming back, but what if Josh Brolin came back as Cable? Because he actually said that he would like to come back as Cable. What if he came back as Cable, and that's how we start getting that relationship between, like, kind of between Rachel and
Cable.
And Cable.
Yeah, that would be cool.
What if Josh Brolin came back and he was Kitty Pryde? I mean,
that would be great.
The multiverse.
I'm all for.
There's a universe out there that has that. I'm just saying.
I'm 100% behind Josh Brolin as Kitty Pryde. All right, let's move on to the next story here.
Flat top pending. Sonic Boom locked in. WWE superstar Cody Rhodes has been cast as Guile in Legendary's upcoming Street Fighter reboot. This marks Rhodes' biggest film role to date, stepping into the boots once filled by Jean-Claude Van Damme.
Don't make that
in the 1994 cult classic. The film is currently in pre-production with no confirmed release date.
There's a lot of WWE superstars that are cast in this movie, because Roman Reigns is also playing is also playing
Akuma.
Akuma.
Yeah.
You know, so it's like
it seems like it's WWE or it's wrestlers or offbeat actors.
Yeah.
Because you get Jason Momoa and you've got David Dastmalchian and who's playing what's her name?
Chun-Li.
Lin Lee. I can't remember, but she
Chun-Li,
seemed a little offbeat as well.
Which
so.
she's actually a martial artist too. So I mean, there's that.
Yeah.
Cody Rhodes as Guile. I'm not mad at that at all. Right. My question in my head is, are they going to cover up his tattoo, or is he just going to have the American Nightmare tattoo? Because he's got an American Nightmare tattoo on his neck. Right? Are they going to cover it up, or are they just going to let it go just because it's like, dude, it's American as hell. Let's just keep that there.
I could see Guile with a neck tattoo like that.
I know, right?
Yeah.
Though
I don't know.
Sorry, my computer just freaked out. Whoa.
Hello.
Yep, you're here.
We can see you.
Just put out a tweet today.
Okay.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah, now we can.
He put out a tweet today that said, "Don't flinch. Thank you for all the writing with me all this time. Love you for it. Excited for what we do next." So I think he's going to be gone for a bit filming.
You think so?
I think I'm all on board for him being Guile. Kind of sealed the deal for me.
Awesome. So I also have some offbeat actor news.
Oh yeah.
Because she is the galaxy's sassiest mechanic is now Oswald's mom, because of course she is. Amy Sedaris has joined the cast of Jon Favreau's upcoming Disney Plus series centered on Oswald the Lucky Rabbit. Sedaris will reportedly play the mother of Taylor, one of the show's young leads. With Sedaris on board, expect the series to lean into its weird, whimsical roots. Taylor is the kid that played young Oz in The Penguin, so she's going to play his mom.
Interesting. That's going to be quirky as hell.
And also probably very comforting to the kid that plays Taylor, because he had a kind of quirky mom in The Penguin.
Yeah.
So, what do you guys think? She did have that show at home with Amy Sedaris where she baked things and made weird crafts. Talked about gay people, queer people, and happiness.
It's funny.
Okay.
I every time I hear Amy Sedaris' voice, all I can think of is James's voice doing the Saturday Night Live guy saying Jason Sudeikis.
Amy Sedaris.
That's all I can hear. Amy Sedaris.
No, I love Amy Sedaris. She is comedy gold. Her as Pelimoto in The Mandalorian
Was great.
She would steal every single scene she was in. I didn't care.
And a lot
that
of
the Mandalorian was there.
But a lot of times it was just her and robots.
Yeah.
Her and droids.
Yeah. Or Jawas.
Yeah. And I don't even want to know what she did with the Jawas.
Exactly. They're furry.
Arguing with pit droids the entire show.
But she's so funny. I'm totally on board. Totally on board.
Yeah. I think it'll be fun. The series seems to be shaping up pretty well. It seems very chaotic. So,
and by the way, having Jon Favreau be the one to relaunch or launch Oswald, smart move. I think he's really good with launching new worlds, new universes, that sort of thing.
He is on kind of a streak there, but hey, so wrapping this up, we got rumors, we got reboots, we got merch, people.
We got merch, people. Oh, wait a minute, hold on. It's too early, Jen. It's you did it again. It's too early in the show for this.
Not for the 239th time. Not really. It's like the 7th or 8th time. I don't know. Anyway, let's move on.
I'll
So
do
we're
the sad one.
We're gonna bring
Okay.
it down a little bit.
Farewell, Mr. Blonde. Michael Madsen, the gravel-voiced actor known for iconic roles in Reservoir Dogs and Kill Bill, has passed away at 67. He was found at his Malibu home and pronounced dead at the scene. The cause was cardiac arrest. He once said, "I could have been nothing, but I got lucky. I got lucky as an actor." Michael Madsen leaves behind a legacy of grit, vulnerability, and unforgettable presence. Oh, so sad.
Yeah,
Such a good actor. Such a good actor.
Yeah.
he was, and I like immediately just I can hear his voice in my head and just the different lines that he's had. He was really good at like dramatic, subtle comedy.
Yes.
So like injecting a comedic line in the middle of a dramatic movie. So it's like, not meant to be like comedy, but like almost like cutting the tension in the scene.
Mhm.
And he was really good at that kind of stuff.
Yeah. He always felt bigger than the scene, like bigger than whatever was happening in the scene. And he was always just like calm, cool, collected. Like speaking of Reservoir Dogs, that scene where he's like dancing, what was it like after he cuts off that dude's ear? He's just grooving. Oh, it's so good.
That's
So
awesome. Good. Yeah, he came up in that time frame where Mickey Rourke was really popular. It was that, Christian Slater was like the teen version of it. And it was that kind of like real gritty, I seen a lot of shit, bad boy, but not what with a heart of gold kind of thing. And so he kind of really took that on, leaned into that a lot. And I think it really colored his performances and made him stand out. So.
Yeah. Yeah.
All
Rest
right.
in peace, Michael Madsen.
Yeah.
Philippe, you got the next one?
Yeah, I'll take the next one here. Let me switch this out here.
What do you got going on with your mic? You found that big
Whoa.
bottom button. Your voice is all thicky with it.
Oh, thicky with it.
Yeah.
I didn't change anything. From clickers to controllers, he's going full gamer mode. Neil Druckmann is stepping away from HBO's The Last of Us after season 2 to focus on Naughty Dog's next game, Intergalactic: The Heretic Prophet. Ooh. He'll stay on as executive producer, but won't write or direct season 3. He adapted his own game, rewrote the apocalypse, and now he's pulling a Joel, quietly slipping out before the next emotional gut punch.
I don't know about this.
The internet is already complaining, as they always do, and they're complaining about Neil Druckmann leaving because they're saying, well, he didn't agree with season 2. Like, no, he literally is a game maker that stopped making games to help write the script for a show so that people didn't ruin his game in the show.
Right.
They have it. And everybody who's complaining about like, well, he left because he didn't agree with season 2. He wrote season 2, dumbasses.
Yeah.
So
he knew what was going to happen because he wrote the freaking game.
He wrote the game and then helped rewrite the script for season 2 in order to make it live action.
He's been on board the whole time.
Right. Everything that everybody is disagreeing with on Last of Us season 2, don't forget that he wrote it. Not only did he write the game, but he wrote the version that was on the show. So guys, calm down.
I think this
chill
is
it down,
news.
Everybody. Chill it down.
I think this is news because of people's reactions to how season 2 went.
Right.
No, it has nothing to do with him writing or leaving to do a different project. It's just about how people feel about what happened in season 2.
Yeah, because they're like, oh, well, he left because he didn't agree with it, so he's going to go and make a game now. Like, well, no, he's probably getting paid because he has two of the most successful games ever made. and they're having him work on another game. Like, I'm sure he has a contract with Naughty Dog in order to like continue writing games. And that's probably where his passion actually is. He's probably just more like, screenwriting's fun and whatnot, but I want to go back to what I actually love doing, and that's making games.
Exactly. Yeah.
I agree.
All right. We ready to move on?
Bill's got the next one too.
Yes, I do. I'm very excited about this. 5 seasons, 1 Vought Tower, infinite F-bombs. Filming has officially wrapped on the 5th and final season of The Boys, and showrunner Eric Kripke marked the moment with a bittersweet farewell from the set. The cast followed suit with emotional goodbyes. No release date yet, but Kripke promises it'll be a grand finale worthy of the blood-soaked chaos that came before. So from Butcher's point of view here, 5 seasons of blood, lies, and soup's gone mental. And now they want a bloody curtain call? Bollocks. But I'll be there. One last round.
Perfect.
I like it. When is The Boys coming back? I thought they were going to do another season of what is that spin-off show? Gen V.
Gen V.
So Gen
it's coming back in August.
I'm going to look it up.
Gen V, I know they were working on another season. I don't know. I like I said, they just wrapped season 5 of this, so I mean, like, that means more than likely we're probably going to be getting the show soon-ish. There's a lot of
I saw something on Amazon Prime about it. Like it's in the rotation
September.
now. So
September.
Yeah. I knew it was coming out soon. So it'll come out, hey, just in time for school to start. But
I bet we're going to get the push for San Diego Comic-Con for The Boys and for Gen V.
Yeah, so then I'm betting we're season 4 will come out because we're on season 4 right now, right? No, we're on season 5. So they're coming up with the last season. So yeah, that'll probably be beginning of next year, I would say, but don't quote me on that.
Mm-hmm.
I like it.
Yeah. It's sad, but I think it's time. Like they can't go much more depraved. Like then you get into Saw territory. So
yeah, there is a shock value to it that once it gets a little gimmicky, like if it's a little too much. So I agree.
Yeah, I mean they exploded a man's penis, for God's sake.
Whoa, spoiler
okay.
alert.
Now on that note, let's go back to Sunnydale, boys.
That's right.
She's got unfinished business and a hellmouth-sized grudge. Charisma Carpenter says it would be poetic to return as Cordelia Chase in Hulu's Buffy the Vampire Slayer reboot. Despite her character's controversial death on Angel, Carpenter's hopeful the new creative team can resurrect Cordy for a proper send-off and maybe a little redemption. You think Buffy is the only one that can come back from the dead? Please. That's so Cordy.
What's
I'd
your
love
take
to
on
see her
this?
come back.
Oh yeah.
I do. I would love it. They could bring her back. They've brought everybody back at some point on Buffy, pretty much, except Buffy's mom. And well, they kind of did, and then they didn't. You never saw her. Anyway, so I'm just saying, like, I wouldn't mind it. That I think that would be kind of interesting to see Cordelia come back. Like, just forget that whole last season of Angel or something. I don't know.
I wonder if they do that. If they would be like, oh, we're gonna retcon this and we'll bring people back. Everybody's gonna be happy. Don't worry about canon and storylines. Let's just have fun.
Well, they did retcon the end of the movie.
There you go.
For the TV show, and they made her a freshman because she was a senior in the movie. But in the TV show, she burned down the gym, which was supposed to be in the movie, but they later decided to cut that. So.
Great. Now you spoiled it for me. I was gonna watch that like tonight, but
I'm
now I'm gonna capitulate on that for like a long time. All right,
Yeah.
I'm gonna move on. No Pratt, no Park, no problem. The Dinos roared back with a 147.3 million domestic haul over the July 4th of July weekend and a global total of $318 million. Oh my gosh. Not bad for a franchise in its 7th outing, but it's still the lowest opening of a Jurassic World era. Oh my. People like dinosaurs still. New dinos, new cast, same old chaos because nothing says rebirth like a mutant T-Rex named after a Photoshop filter.
So we got to see this in a premiere setting, right? So we went with Sat Geeks. It was me, Jackie, Tater, and we went to go see it with Bex and Frisco and everybody at Sat Geeks and whatnot. And it was a pretty good movie. I guess I won't say it was like good, like really, really good, but it was a fun popcorn movie, you know. There were definitely there was kaiju in this movie. It wasn't just dinosaurs. There were kaiju in this movie. So it kind of gave it like a different feel.
So you're saying we're gonna have a kaiju summer?
Oh, definitely having a kaiju summer.
Kaiju summer! All 3 of the big movies are gonna have kaijus in them.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. No, so like
kaiju summer.
There was definitely like weird kaiju in this movie. And like at one point when one of the monsters shows up, I was like, dude, this is something that Godzilla would fight. Like it literally looks like something Godzilla would fight. Oh, you saw it on the first round, right, James?
What? The new film?
Yeah.
I haven't seen it yet.
Oh, okay. I don't know.
You got to go to the premiere, buddy.
Well, because remember there was there was the other premiere that.
Oh no.
Before I thought you went to that one. Either way, though, it was fun, and that's the whole thing. There was definitely a lot more kind of like environmental stuff going on in the movie. When I say that, I mean like you're not seeing like people messing with dinosaurs. You're seeing dinosaurs in their kind of like natural environment, and people just kind of like, oh, we're just here witnessing this, you know. So kind of, you know, it was good. There were a couple of callbacks to the older movies, and one of the callbacks was definitely something that, you know, you were expecting more out of it, and then what happens because I don't want to give spoilers, but what happens, and you're just like, wow, wasn't expecting that, but you also don't see that creature for the rest of the movie. So I was like, wow, okay. But I mean, it was overall, it was fun. Mahershala Ali's in it, and that just like reinvigorated me wanting more Mahershala Ali.
Yeah, it looks fun. It looks like a fun summer movie. I mean,
it is,
you know. But yeah, I just think I think dinosaurs have lost their shininess. You know, because it's been 20 years, something like that. That the Jurassic Park era decades have lasted. So I think maybe anyway.
Well, $318 million says differently, and that's a huge opening. That's crazy.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, but saying that's like it's a huge opening, but that is the lowest one that they've had.
It is 4th of July weekend, so that's crazy. All right, so do you think if we're talking opens, do you think Superman or Fantastic Four is gonna cross 3 million, 318 million?
I think Superman will cross. Yeah, I think so.
I
think everybody wants to see Superman.
Yeah,
because it's brand new.
Yeah.
Launching the new everything, the haters, the lovers, the dreamers, and Kermit the Frog. they all want to go see this movie.
Absolutely. Actually, and I'm just throwing this out there, but I just saw because I was looking up that Cody Rhodes tweet, but then as I was closing it, I saw a tweet from MT, and he just saw Superman and he gave it a 9.5 out of 10. That's a big deal.
Oh, yay, that is a big deal.
He doesn't usually rate things that high. So, I mean, he was like,
Yeah.
I get it. I'm a big James Gunn fan. And you know, everybody's going to say that I'm skewed because of that, but no, honestly, this movie is a 9.5 out of 10. It was easily one of the best superhero movies ever made. So I'm more excited to see it because when you have someone like MT who doesn't usually rate things that high, give it that kind of a rating, I'm all for it.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
No, I'm absolutely like, we're thinking of going to see it like Thursday. So
yeah,
awesome.
I literally don't have time to go see it.
Who's MT? Is he the guy that rates pizza? Is he the guy that does the cheese pizza? No.
Yeah.
Different guy.
He's a guardian of the galaxy.
He's on Guardians of the Galaxy. He was also under Rockstar.
There you go.
Mastertainment.
Mastertainment. That's right.
Yeah, I'm excited for Superman too.
Let's go ahead and move on to the next story here. Turns out even space cops have daddy issues, and we all knew this. HBO's Lanterns is going full True Detective with its gritty, earthbound mystery, and now we know how Jordan's backstory is getting a spotlight. Casting details confirm the show will depict the death of Hal's father, a test pilot whose crash shaped Hal's fearless, rule-breaking path. Kyle Chandler plays an older, world-weary Hal, while Aaron Pierre, the man with the most gorgeous eyes in existence, stars as Rookie Lantern John Stewart. Nathan Fillion, who plays Guy Gardner, teased that Chandler's take on Hal is very different from, and James Gunn says the show is as grounded as you can get with magic space rings. It's Green Lantern meets True Detective if Rust Cole had a power ring and unresolved trauma from Sector 2814.
You guys haven't watched True Detective, have you? That's a good one. Okay.
Yeah, like I like that. Whoever wrote that was a good joke. That's good.
I didn't write that. No, I was kidding.
So that's interesting. So we're gonna get the death of Hal's father.
Yeah,
I mean, too that
flashback.
Yeah, it is a traumatizing moment for Hal.
Yeah,
but it also what kind of shapes him to want to become a test pilot. So,
I heard in this that Hal wasn't a pilot in this, but his dad was.
Interesting.
But we'll see. I'm excited. The
maybe they're making him like an astronaut instead, since it's kind of like getting moved up. So instead of him being a test pilot, he's an astronaut.
Yeah.
I mean, I could see that. That makes sense since he's now a space cop. Anyway, go ahead.
All right. Speaking of heroes, new heroes from Seoul and Sao Paulo, but no big three meeting for now. It's a cute picture, them hugging. James Gunn confirmed that DC Studios is developing new projects in Korea, Japan, and Brazil. I think we kind of mentioned it earlier, with a focus on local creators and culturally rooted storytelling. While no titles have been officially announced, the move signals a major expansion of the DCU beyond Metropolis and Gotham City. As for Superman, Batman, and Wonder Woman, Gunn says the iconic Trinity will unite in the DCU, just not anytime soon. Of course, but not in the next movie, he told Deadline. With Superman launching the new universe and the Brave and the Bold and a new Wonder Woman film still in early development, it looks like the Justice League reunion is a slow burn. It's a global reboot with local flavor, but the Trinity's on a coffee break until further notice. And I'm totally okay with this. Like, build up stories, build up new characters, tell individual stories before you have this big, group come together. Like, I like what they're doing with Superman and featuring other characters that were not really given any spotlight, like Mr. Terrific, And the
Yeah.
new
But I
spin
mean,
on Hot Girl. I'm in it. I'm in.
and there's nothing that says that they won't get something
Mhm.
later down the line. Um, but yeah, absolutely. I like that he's taking his time because I
Yes.
feel like that's going to make it more successful.
Right.
What we loved about the first phase of the MCU was that it spotlighted each Avenger. Now, Hawkeye and Black Widow didn't really get a spotlight, but they really are like, yeah, we're spies. I mean, that was it, right?
Right.
So they wouldn't
Mhm.
get a spotlight because they're spies. So, but you got your big three. You had your Iron Man, you had your Cap, you had your Thor, those, and we got a Hulk, and so they did a slow burn. They focused on each character's arc and then got them together as a team. And so I think doing it this way, showing the world, showing other creatures, other heroes in the world that all live together, I think is a lot better for the universe than just boom 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 getting everybody out there. The thing that killed the Snyderverse was when they decided to not just do a Batman movie, but have Batman appear in what was going to be Superman's second movie. Oh, and then we'll throw Wonder Woman in there for good measure. That is what killed it. If
Yeah.
they could have done that, but if they'd done it like 2 movies later, I think it would have been better. And then they could have had like a Flash
Mhm.
movie and had Cyborg be like the big thing that the Justice League need to figure out what's going on, and that's what brings the movie. Something like that. I think that would have been a lot better. But
I
Warner
think that's what the
Brothers
original plan was.
got
Yeah.
yeah, it was. But Warner Brothers got panicky
Mhm.
because Marvel was doing or MCU was doing so well.
Yeah.
So
They
now
just they didn't want to spend the time to create the world, and they just wanted to jump right in.
yeah.
And Snyder Snyder put that together, but again, the issue was as it was going, Marvel just or not Marvel, Warner Brothers decided we're not doing it fast enough. Take these 2 movies you're going to do, jam them together, and then shoehorn in this other movie you were going to do. Justice League ended up being like the combination of like 5 different movies because Cyborg was
Throw
Yeah.
in a Rebel
Yeah.
Moon. Just do it all.
I know, right?
Yeah,
Cyborg
just
was
put it
supposed to
all
be
in
a
there.
movie. I remember the original announcement. It was supposed to be before Justice League was supposed to happen. They were supposed to have 3 different Superman movies: Flash, Cyborg, Wonder
Uh,
Woman was going to get 2 movies before
yeah,
Justice League even
yeah.
happened, and
And
then
Batman was gonna get like 2 movies.
right. But
Yeah,
Warner
so
Brothers was just like Warner Brother executives were like, we're not doing this too fast. Marvel's just killing us, and it's like you guys just didn't have the patience. And now I
yeah.
think James Gunn is probably sitting there saying, I don't care what you guys want because
Yeah, I'm gonna do what I wanna do.
right, like the more you guys push, the more you're going to ruin this world, and I'm not going to allow that to happen.
Yeah.
And
James?
I was gonna say that I think they've done a good job holding back on news. For a while, it was always what's the next thing? Here's the first phase of the DCU and all this new stuff. Talk to me about Batman Brave and the Bold and who's Batman,
Mhm.
who's this. I think they've done a good job like pacing things back and being
Right.
like, let's focus on Superman. And then we're gonna
Right.
focus on Peacemaker. And then, we're gonna focus on Lanterns. And they've done a good job in the marketing phase of all this to make us focus on what we need to focus on.
Agreed. I think, yeah, once we get into the download, I'll tell you all my feelings about Superman, about the media blitz of
We're
Superman, not
we're
the
gonna have
movie
some
itself,
takes
but
going
yeah.
on here, and
Speaking of the download,
we're ready to get in. Like I said, we're gonna have some takes, guys. Be ready for this because I'm little kind of fed up with the way the internet is acting right now. So, which is not an abnormal thing for me. All right, let's jump into this next story. He's vulnerable, he's hopeful, and yes, he bleeds. From the opening scene, James Gunn makes it clear this isn't a fascistic power fantasy. It's a story about kindness, vulnerability, and what it means to be good in a world that's forgotten how. We do have a battered Superman in the beginning. That is our country, Gunn said. This movie is about the basic kindness of human beings and how that's under siege by the louder, darker voices. The film leans hard into Superman's immigrant identity, with Gunn calling it the story of America and a reminder that basic human decency is still a superpower. That theme is echoed in the casting of Bradley Cooper as Jor-El, a holographic father figure who delivers a single emotional speech meant to ground Clark in both his Kryptonian legacy and his human morality. And for the lore lovers, Gunn's packed the film with deep cut Easter eggs, including a massive mural that tells the secret history of DC's metahumans. Every street name, background extra, and business sign is a nod to comic book creators of DC canon. Welcome to the new DCU. Now, with all this being said, again, the internet is going nuts because it really upset me the other day. I was working on someone's house. They were watching Fox News, and I'm not going to tell them turn it off. So it's do your thing. And what really upset me was more the 5 was on, and it's all them getting pissed off that Superman is going to be an immigrant. You made Superman an immigrant? No, Superman's story has always been a story of an immigrant.
He's a freaking alien, everyone. He's from a different planet. Exactly. You can't get more immigrant than being from a freaking different planet.
But it's not just that. They're like, oh, okay, since when was it the immigrant story? Since the beginning. Like, Schuster literally in an interview said he wrote the story of a immigrant coming to America. How would it be if that immigrant had superpowers? Would people bring him in? Would they trust him, or would they shun him out? That's the point of Lex Luthor. Lex Luthor is that, well, like, he used to be, just kind of, a shyster who was just like, well, no, he's an alien. He doesn't belong here, right? And as the years progressed, Lex Luthor became a billionaire. He became president at one point. Lex Luthor has been the representation of the worst of America, right? Of someone who is successful but looks down upon everybody, right? You are financially successful. I can't say that you are a successful person. He is morally bankrupt, right? But the thing is Superman has always been that story of the immigrant experience in America. It's always been that. It has always been, overcoming the worst of people's impulses in order to be great and do good things. It's the moral that I live my life by, which is do the right thing because it's the right thing to do.
Yeah.
Right. That you always do what's right, not because someone is watching you or someone is telling you to do something. You do it because it's the right thing to do. Superman is that. That's why so many people hate him. People hate the big blue Boy Scout, and they hate that, he's such a force for good. And that's why I always say I love versions of Superman where you kind of highlight the flaws, right? You highlight that he is struggling with the fact that he is a god, that he is not human. He understands that he is an immigrant, but at the same time, he grew up with American morals and that morality, those human morals. And that's what makes him such a compelling character, is nature versus nurture. So, internet, I know how pissed off you guys are all going to be. And when this gets cut into something that's on TikTok, you guys are all going to be complaining and yelling about it. Honestly, I don't care. All of you guys can complain and cry about everything I'm saying right now. James Gunn's version of Superman, what he said it is, and what everybody who has seen the movie that's already starting to put reviews out, what they're saying, this is what Superman is supposed to be.
Yeah.
I'm going to get off my soapbox now.
It's a very nice soapbox.
It was soapy and boxy, And oh so nice.
You guys have any thoughts at all, or you guys want to move on?
You said like the majority of the
Mhm.
stuff that I was gonna say. So we'll just move on because I'm sure
We got a
it'll,
lot more
you know,
Superman to talk
we've
Yeah.
got more Superman to talk about. And speaking of, let's talk about Superman himself. He's bringing hope back with a side of brooding and a dash of dad energy. David Cornsweet is redefining the Man of Steel in James Gunn's Superman, and he's not holding back. In a series of interviews, Cornsweet revealed that Superman's anger isn't a glitch. It's the emotional core of the character. That scene is the crux of who he is, he said, referencing a heated exchange with Lois Lane. It's not about rage, it's about passion, frustration, and being seen. Gunn and Cornsweet are exploring a third identity beyond Clark and Superman, one that only a few, like Lois, ever get to see, but don't expect a rigid franchise blueprint. Cornsweet says Gunn's no plan approach is a feature, not a bug. They'll they'll compromise a timeline before they'll compromise a film, he told Screen Rant, praising the decision to scrap a darker ending in favor of something more emotionally honest. And while this Superman is bright and hopeful, Cornsweet's already dreaming of darker corners. He's openly pitched an R-rated crossover with Lanterns, saying he'd love to drop his soups into a noir-style mystery with Hal and John. There's room to be flexible, he said. Even this Superman can handle the shadows. As for future team ups, Cornsweet's not gunning for Batman. He wants Robin, specifically Damian Wayne. Superman's got good dad energy, he said. I'd love to see him as an uncle figure to someone like Damian. Turns out Superman is emotionally available, morally grounded, and maybe just a little bit tired of saving the world alone. So yeah, he's freaking Superman, y'all.
Yeah. Depending on where they go in the storyline, so like how many years in they're at and how old Damian is and how long he's been with his dad, right? Like, I do like the idea of Superman trying to be the hopeful uncle for Damian, and Damian just being the little jackass that he is and just being like, dude, get away from me. You're such a goody two shoes, right? Like, because that's just the way Damian is. But the other thing is, again, depending on where they're at with Damian, so why I guess spoilers for the comics. Damian dies in the comics, and everybody kind of knows this, right?
No,
I didn't know that.
Jeez.
Damian gets brought back using Superman's DNA.
Oh, that's cool.
So there is a short period of time where Damian has superpowers.
That's scary.
And Damian and Superboy go on adventures together. Right? And eventually the powers wear off and he just becomes regular Damian Wayne again.
Oh, like Super Sons. It's like Super Sons.
That's kind of what it is.
Yeah.
There is a comic line where when Damian has these powers, he goes off and goes on like superhero adventures with Superboy. But a lot of it is Superboy trying to rein Damian back because Damian is like, I've got super strength now. I'm just gonna punch people. And he's like, dude, stop punching people.
You can't punch him that hard, dude. Stop.
Just like, you're just gonna kill people. Stop it, man. You know, and like Damian's just like, oh, I'm gonna go fight Bane. If I've got this kind of strength, I'm just gonna go beat up the strong guys. Because it's Damian's that kind of person. He's just like super cocky, right? And I think part of that is also just because, you know, he was kind of trained to be an assassin, but given everything he wanted his entire life.
Yeah. He's Jason Todd on Adderall.
Yeah, oh my God, he is very much Jason Todd on Adderall. So that's why I'm saying I'm wondering, because Cornsweet might know where they're at in all this, and him saying that he wants to be a father figure for Damian, right?
Yeah.
He might be accidentally letting things out. But the thing is that so few people have read the comics that they don't know that that's where it's leading to, and he's already giving like breadcrumbs for something that's not for like 5 or 6 years down the road.
Right. Like that's the
Or
crossover we're gonna get, and we just don't know it yet.
Right.
or he's a new dad and he's just wants to do dad things.
No, I get that too, but I'm just saying him specifically saying that he like you can mentor anybody, but him specifically saying I want to mentor Damian Wayne is like
Yeah.
there's something behind that.
Well,
Yeah.
and then Superman also like had a really good relationship with Dick Grayson too. So like Superman's kind of like mentored, uncled most of the Batman sidekicks.
Mhm.
you
Well,
know,
and if you think
so
about it, Superman or Clark, he had a good upbringing. He had good
Mhm.
parenting, which Bruce didn't have growing up, which, Damian didn't have, and being
Yeah.
Superman, being a Kryptonian, he has nothing to prove. He almost has to hold himself back all the time and Damian wants to be the alpha all the time.
Yeah, he does.
Yeah.
Whereas, Clark or Kal-El is the alpha. Anybody doesn't have to prove anything to anybody.
Mhm.
And that is being a dad. Like all the time,
Mhm.
as sons grow older, they're always testing, being who's stronger. Like I was just talking to my brother about the same thing. He's like, my son's 14 and all he wants to do is like, how many push-ups can you do, dad? Because I can do more. And my brother's like, whatever you do, I know I can do more. It's that kind of vibe where it's like, hey,
Yeah.
you think you're an alpha. You want to be the alpha, but I'm the alpha.
That's kind of the relationship that
Right.
Damian and Bruce have to begin
Yeah.
with. And a lot of
Yeah.
Bruce's job, like the way that the interaction they have is Bruce reining Damian back and trying to teach him like you need to be calm and less impulsive. Which I mean, he
Right.
does become less impulsive over time, right? But just when he gets those powers, him and John can't go out and just like have a ball. There's a couple times where Damian and John get into fights, right? But the thing is that John is like 1,000 times stronger than Damian. Like Damian is just he's kind of got like infused powers, whereas like John is technically stronger than his dad. So
Yeah. That's funny. But okay, so we talked about Superman. Let's talk about the other cast members
All
of
right.
this wonderful movie.
One's a
James?
tech bro with a god complex. The others are bored, broke, or legally ragey. In James Gunn's Superman, Luthor is introduced as a calculating billionaire who sees the Man of Steel as a threat to human autonomy. He's built his life around legacy and influence. Then Superman shows up and takes all the adoration he thinks he deserves. His Lex is driven by fear, envy, and warped sense of love for humanity. In other words, classic Lex with a Silicon Valley twist. But Holtz already looking ahead and he wants to bring in the clown prince of crime. Okay.
I
All
know
right.
Jen's hating that right now.
Yeah. Okay, let me get through this. One of the comics I read was a Lex Joker team up. The combination of those two together was really fun to read. That's something I'd like to see, whether it's World's Finest or Legion of Doom. Holtz hoping the DCU eventually lets villains share the screen. Meanwhile, Superman's not flying solo. He's backed by the Justice Gang, a ragtag team of metahumans with widely different motivations. Guy Gardner, of course, played by Nathan Fillion, joined for the corporate sponsorship. He wants to open a bar. That's funny. Hot girl.
Yeah, Warriors.
Yeah, exactly.
He opens that bar.
Hot girl Isabella Merced just needed a legal way to kick some ass. Mr. Terrific, Eddie Gatigi.
Yeah.
He's bored. It's something to do while I do other things. And Metamorpho by Anthony Kerrigan is still waiting for his contract to show up. Gatigi also teased that Mr. Perfect isn't exactly Superman's bestie. He's a little grumpy. They're not huggy They're not hugging it out anytime soon. It's brain versus brawn, chaos versus capitalism, and a superhero team that might need HR before they need a villain. There's a lot going on in the Superman movie.
Yeah.
There is a lot going on.
That was the other thing MT said, was that Mr. Terrific is easily one of the best characters in the movie. He's like, because it's very much, well, he was saying it's very much it very much honors the comic book version, but it captures that relationship between Superman and Mr. Terrific perfectly.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So like I'm more excited to see it just because I want to see that relationship on screen. Also, I personally would love to see a good version of Joker with Lex teaming up for World's Finest. And then on top of that, talking about the legacy, I think we talked about it last week, but rather than it being Lex Corp like it's always been in comics and whatnot, they changed it and it's Luthor Corp now. And the reason that they changed it to Luthor Corp is because the idea is that Lex's dad started Luthor Corp, and he took over the business.
That makes sense.
So they're like doing a whole thing about like Lex living up to his father's legacy.
Mm-hmm. That makes sense. And there's almost like a generational wealth. Like things are owed to him because, it's just his status that he thinks he needs to be. So
right.
That makes sense. I heard Mr. Perfect steals scenes.
Mr. Terrific
in this movie. Yeah.
You're talking about Kurt Hennig. Kurt Hennig's not in this movie.
Did I say Mr.?
You said Mr. Perfect.
Did I? Oh, okay.
Yeah. So I'm saying Kurt Hennig's not in this movie, man.
Okay. Mr. Terrific. I heard he steals scenes. I saw the reaction with Brandon Davis and Joe Deckelmeyer.
Yeah.
Both of them were just like, terrific, steals the scenes. He's the guy. So I can't wait for seeing all the extra characters that James Gunn brings to the DCU. Yeah, I am in.
It's great. I'm excited for kind of like everything that's going to be going on in this movie and seeing the interactions with the characters. Everybody's saying it doesn't feel like it's overloaded. It doesn't feel like, all the characters, even though there's a lot of characters in it, it doesn't feel like anybody is not getting enough screen time or anybody is just like shoehorned or filled in there. Like everyone's saying there's a lot of balance considering all the characters in the movie. So I'm more excited about this. I was already excited for it. So
yeah. You got this next one?
I've got the next one. So let me make sure. Cool. So let's do this because guys,
I'm excited about it too.
Okay, good. Jen's back. I was worried. The reviews are flying high, but Gunn's not sweating the numbers. Superman premiered to a wave of early praise, with critics calling it a hopeful bomb, a comic book splash page come to life, and the jolt the superhero genre needed. David Cornsweet's take on the Man of Steel is being hailed as earnest, joyful, and deeply human, while Rachel Brosnahan's Lois Lane is already being called the best since Margot Kidder, which is a big deal. Even Crypto's getting love, but while the buzz is strong, Gunn isn't buying into the box office hype. In a recent interview, he shut down the idea that Superman needs to make $700 million to be considered a success. It's complete and utter nonsense, he told GQ. They hear these numbers and think that's the bar. It's not. The story is the bar. And this isn't about quarterly earnings, Gunn said. It's about reminding people why Superman matters. This is why I want James Gunn in this fucking role, man. With a reported $225 million budget and a global rollout this weekend, all eyes are on whether Superman can leap over superhero fatigue in a single bound, or if it even needs to. Guys, James Gunn, I say this all the time, but James Gunn is the right person to helm this entire franchise. When your reaction is, I don't care about the money, I care about putting out a good story, you are the right person. Because
I agree. He's the right guy at the right time for this universe.
Now, that doesn't mean that money doesn't matter, because money does matter, especially for something big like this. That being said, it's the mentality of it, like, put out good stories and the money will be there, right? Put out beautifully shot movies and the money will be there. And that's the mentality he has, and I'm with it. I'm totally with it.
Well, to an extent, like, if your mentality is that the money doesn't matter, then the money will come, because you're not making the movie as a cash grab. You're making the movie because you want to portray Superman the way that it's meant to be portrayed. You want to put Superman on screen in a way that just is Superman.
Yeah.
You know,
and you know, I was gonna say, you know what's also important is he doesn't want to put out his version of Superman. He wants to put out the ideology of what Superman is, who these characters are, and the core of why these characters do what they do. And I think that's what's driving James Gunn to tell these DCU stories. So I'm on board.
Yeah, now I 100% believe that if Jerry Siegel and Joe Shuster were alive today and saw this film, in the way that's being described and the way that everybody is talking about it, saying that it is the true version of Superman and that this is the best on-screen portrayal of Superman, I feel like Jerry Siegel and Joe Shuster would 100% be on board with this. Because the thing is when you come out and you say it's about the immigrant experience, that's what they said. They said that this is what it's about. You know, when they talk about how wholesome he is and how, you know, he is a pillar of strength, and not physical strength, but like strength in humanity and in people. Hope. That is what Superman is meant to be. I think that they would be happy with what this turns out to be. From, again, I haven't seen it yet, but from based on what I'm seeing from the way that James Gunn treats the property to the way that people are reacting to it.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm just, I mean, not to poo-poo on anything. There's been a lot of freaking Superman content.
Oh, there has.
Those 4 stories that we went over were probably 15 stories that I found. So I know everybody's super excited. Yeah, I know. And I know everybody's super excited, but I'll be okay when everybody can see the movie and some of the content will lessen, so that I don't have to figure out how to fit 15 stories into 4 and make it sound like I'm not having a mental breakdown.
You did an amazing job writing, and that's why you are a writer on the show, Jen.
Thank you. But I was just like, I like looked at all of it and I sighed for like 2 days and then went, fine, I'll do it. I was like, they're all so good. They all have such good things in them. So
yeah.
Anyway.
And your reward, you'll get to go see a beautiful Superman movie.
Yes.
That's right.
And I can't get any popcorn buckets until the Wonder Woman movie comes out, because I made a deal with Husby.
So. You're going to be waiting a long time for some popcorn then.
Yeah, because that movie's not due out for another 2 years?
I know. I can wait. I can wait.
You can't even eat the popcorn anyway, so.
What about
Supergirl? I know, it's got palm oil in it.
Oh, yeah.
Huh?
Yeah. So what about Supergirl?
What about
Supergirl?
No, well, I just told him that I wouldn't, because like I want the Galactus one, because I find that hilariously like a parody in and of itself of a popcorn bucket. It's too wide. I mean, it's crazy. So that's why I'm like, I will, but it's like $80, and I'm like, I will not ask for any popcorn or merch related things to do with the movie until the Wonder Woman movie comes out. Now he knows full well I probably won't keep that promise, but I made it, so I'm gonna try to keep it until I really, 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 really want something.
Well,
like it.
We are gonna make our way back. Does anybody else have any takes before I move?
Well,
No,
I just want to shout out
Chris Jefferson.
Chipperson in the chat because
Yeah,
he's
I saw
always
that.
super funny. And he said, I'm going to try to wear my underoos to the Superman premiere. I'm pretty sure I can still fit in them. Oh, well, good for
pretty
you. Where's Chipperson?
Yeah, I don't think the rest of us can fit in our underoos.
Yeah.
No,
Maybe
not
wear
me, not
pants.
at all.
Try wearing pants on top of that.
Well, guys, we're going to make our way back to the Daily Planet because it is now time to get into the Geek End update. So let's get to that bullpen.